YouTube. Sin with Vengeance coming back with another video. And today we are going to start MLB 2K12. Yeah, I know that most people who play MLB on their channel have MLB The Show, which I'm a kind of a big fan of MLB The Show when I did have a PlayStation, but ever since I switched to Xbox, they don't make MLB The Show for Xbox. So I'm not saying this is a bad game or anything, but it's the only option we have. When I played MLB The Show, it's just, I think it's more in depth of what your player's supposed to be. It's kind of like the same thing on here, but I don't know. We're about to find out. They said it on the back of the game. It says improve my player. You want to be an all-star slugger or an ace starter. All new my player types. You decide your path to the majors. Goal expectations, ratings, and progression are customized by position and player type. Well, that all depends on what kind of player, like what kind of player are you? Are you a guy who steals 100 bases a year, or are you a guy who hits 50 home runs a year? Or if you're a pitcher, are you a closer? Are you a reliever? Or are you a starter? Are you a strikeout pitcher? Are you a ground ball pitcher? That's pretty much what it said back there in that little beginning right there. That's pretty much what it said. But on to another subject, I guess, because I'm pretty much mocking or mimicking, I should say, what that thing said back there. But baseball season is, I know it's been a little over a couple weeks now. My team's not doing so well, the Chicago Cubs, but then again, they don't have really much of a roster. Not really impressed with their roster this year. Their best players, I'd have to say Starlin Castro. He's a great player. I'm not gonna give him like hate or anything, but he needs to. I don't know. He's good, but he can be better. I'm not saying I'm better than him or anything like that, but he's just too wild at the plate. And he commits too many errors on the field. He needs to relax a little bit and just takes his time, because I think he could be a lot better as a shortstop. But they need to find a player that can just slug one out of the park at any given day of the week. Kind of like when Albert Pujols steps up to the plate. Every time he steps up to the plate and your team's facing him, or you're kind of like expecting him to hit a home run or hit an off-the-wall double, or do something to affect his team positively. And the Cubs don't have that player. They need that type of player. That's their only problem, and their bullpen, but that's normal. I've come to expect that as being a Cubs fan for almost 20 years, or since the day I was born. So, one day it'll happen. I'm just going to be so grateful the day that it does happen. So, hooray. Be a third baseman for my players. You saw back there, secondary position second. It's going to be interesting to see when I get called up to the majors. I'm not really expecting to be there right away like I have in previous my players. Just go through all the batting stances. I ended up picking Troy Tulowitzki as my batting stance, but we're just going to go through all of them anyway and just see what they look like. But anyway, another thing I wanted to talk about was thank God the wishlist stuff is done. Now I can go back to doing regular 2K videos. And maybe, just maybe, we can get my Bulls player to the Hall of Fame. Even though I got a long way to go, I'm not playing every game anymore. I'm just skipping every key game. As for my shooting guard, I think I'm going to stick with athletic. I like that type of playing style. I could go in there and dunk right away. So I feel like athletic, you could just do just about anything except shoot three-pointers. and sometimes mid-range jump shots. But that's just something you have to improve on with yourself. But as you see right here, another thing, uh, you don't get very high stats like you do in the previous My Players. I think the highest that was last year when you started out was like a 62. But we're gonna scroll through the teams that I wanted to play for, the teams that I really just kind of find interesting. I thought of the A's for a second, and I also thought of the Blue Jays. Uh, I ended up picking the Blue Jays, but I like their new uniforms. I think they're like more like their team in the '90s when they won the World Series. Uh, didn't want to pick the Cardinals. I don't know why I stuck on them for a while, but I wanted to play for my team, the Cubs. But that would have been like, okay, that's too easy. Why not play for somebody different? I mean, that's pretty much what. I also thought about the Marlins too, by the way. I mean, but then I saw their players and star power they had. No way that was gonna happen. I like their new uniforms. They're pretty cool. Their stadium is pretty cool. But in the end, I ended up, choosing the Toronto Blue Jays. Playing for their Double-A team right now. But we're coming towards the end of the video, so don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. I'm Sin with Vengeance, and I'm out.